Ever dreamt of being like right in the thick of a political campaign? Like actually running things?
Oh, yeah, totally.
We're taking a deep dive today into what it really takes to be a political campaign officer. And we've got some awesome resources thanks to RoleCatcher.com.
RoleCatcher. They're great.
They give us this insider perspective,
Yeah.
not just the textbook stuff.
It's like what employers actually want, which is so helpful.
Totally. So listener, if you've ever thought about a career in politics, this one's for you.
What's fascinating is how RoleCatcher really emphasizes real-world experience.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's not just about having the degree, it's about showing you can actually do the work.
Okay, so let's break it down. What does a political campaign officer even do day to day?
So it's way more dynamic than people think. RoleCatcher paints this picture of you're advising candidates on everything.
Oh, wow, everything.
Pretty much. You're managing teams, which can be a handful, let's be honest.
Oh, I bet.
And then you're crafting messages that need to resonate with voters.
It's high stakes. Speaking of high stakes, what's the work-life balance like?
Yeah. RoleCatcher doesn't sugarcoat it. Long hours, definitely. High stress, part of the deal.
Yeah.
But, and this is important, they also highlight the incredible rewards.
Like what?
Think influencing public discourse. Seeing your strategies have a real-world impact. It's powerful stuff.
That's the thing. It's more than a job for so many people drawn to this field.
Totally.
It's about purpose,
Yeah.
making a difference. But let's get practical for a sec. Someone's listening thinking, this sounds amazing, but where do I even start?
RoleCatcher is big on experience. Volunteering on campaigns, local government, even student government. Those real-world experiences show passion and de-build skills. They emphasize that a lot.
So it's less about what you know, more about what you've done.
100%. And here's a curveball. Networking is huge EE. RoleCatcher really stresses that.
Of course.
Going to political events, joining organizations like the International Association of Business Communicators.
Oh, IAB.
Yes. Or the Public Relations Society of America. All about building those connections.
It's true. Like that saying, it's not what you know, it's WHO you know. And in politics, that network is everything.
Oh, can open doors you didn't even know existed.
Okay, so let's say you're prepping for an interview.
Oh, nerve-wracking.
You want to nail it, right?
Right.
RoleCatcher has you covered there, too.
They do.
They give these sample interview questions specific to this career path. So helpful.
Oh, like what kind of questions?
Okay, so they have questions like, how would you handle a crisis? Like negative publicity during a campaign. Or can you talk about your experience with voter outreach and engagement?
Whoa.
Right, they're not messing around.
Those are tough.
They really make you think. It's like trial by fire.
Absolutely. And RoleCatcher really emphasizes that having the right skills, like those are crucial for this line of work.
Okay, so break it down for us. What are those must-have skills, the ones that make a political campaign officer stand out?
Communication skills are huge E.
Makes sense.
But I don't just mean like being a smooth talker,
Sure, there's more to it.
You need to explain complex ideas, but clearly, convincingly. And that's both speaking A&E writing.
Oh, for sure. Big responsibility, too, right?
Right. Remember, you're shaping messages that could sway public opinion.
True, true. And it's not just about getting your point across, either.
No, not at all. You got to be a good listener. Like, really listen.
Active listening, they call it, right?
Exactly. Understand what voters care about. Read the room. Change your approach on a dime. It's all important.
It's about empathy, too, isn't it? Connecting with people on that emotional level.
100%. Got to get what makes them tick.
And then speak directly to that.
Yes. And we can't forget critical thinking, problem solving, all that.
Oh, essential, right?
RoleCatcher's really big on these. Analyzing data, spotting trends. You're coming up with the campaign strategies.
Because it's not enough to just rally your base.
Nope. Gotta win over those undecided voters.
Which takes strategy.
Big time. And speaking of strategy, RoleCatcher had some cool insights on how this role, it actually changes over time.
Oh, interesting. Like, how so?
They lay out these different career stages, from entry level, like a campaign intern, all the way up to political campaign manager.
Oh, wow. So the whole trajectory. Okay, break that down. Where does someone realistically start? And then what does that growth potential look like?
So often it starts with those internships.
Right, getting your foot in the door.
Exactly. Learning the ropes, doing some groundwork, maybe managing social media, helping with events.
But it's all valuable experience.
Oh, totally. And it gives you a taste of what it's really like.
You're proving yourself, making connections, paying your dues, as they say.
Right. Then as you gain experience, you move up to, say, campaign assistant. Maybe you're drafting speeches, doing research on opponents, coordinating volunteers.
More responsibility.
Exactly.
It's like leveling up in a video game.
Mhm.
Each stage has new challenges, but bigger opportunities to make a difference.
I like that analogy. Eventually, you could be campaign coordinator, managing budgets, working on overall strategy, even leading rallies, events.
Now you're not just assisting. You're driving the campaign.
Yes. High pressure, high reward.
And then from there, sky's the limit, right?
Yeah.
Political campaign manager,
Yeah.
running entire campaigns, the whole 9 yards.
Exactly. Building relationships with donors, shaping the political landscape even.
Yeah.
And what's cool is RoleCatcher doesn't just describe these stages, they give real-world examples. People at each level, the skills they had, how they got there.
Oh, that's helpful. It's one thing to read a job description. It's another to see someone actually do it, you know?
Totally. Makes it feel more attainable, less intimidating.
Way less intimidating. Okay, so we've talked day-to-day, the skills, the career path.
Yeah.
But how does someone actually land one of these jobs? Like stand out from the crowd? What's RoleCatcher's take on that?
So they have this incredible feature, and I think you're going to love this.
Oh, okay, you're teasing me now.
Remember how we were talking about employers using AI to filter candidates? RoleCatcher flips the script.
Oh, this is where it gets good. Tell me more. Seriously, tell me more. How do they flip the script?
Okay, so they have this thing where employers can actually search for you
What?
based on your skills and experience. So instead of, sending out a million applications,
Right.
you let your qualifications do the talking. Imagine that.
That is kind of wild. Like, your dream job just finds you.
It could happen. But even with the best platform, you still got to nail that interview.
Oh, for sure. And those can be nerve-wracking.
Tell me about it.
What's RoleCatcher's advice for, like, really acing those conversations?
So they've analyzed a ton of interviews.
Oh, wow, like data.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they found these common questions specifically for political campaign officer roles.
Okay, give me an example. What are we talking about here?
So you'll get the straightforward ones, like, tell me about your experience organizing events.
Okay, standard.
Right. But then they'll hit you with, how would you develop a whole campaign strategy for a candidate?
Wow.
They're really seeing how you think.
That's a big one?
They even have questions like, okay, let's say there's a crisis, like negative publicity hits the campaign. What do you do?
Oh, man.
That's pressure.
Big time. They want to see how you handle it, don't they?
Exactly.
So it's not about having the perfect answer, right?
Right.
It's about showing how you think, how you analyze a situation, your commitment,
Yeah.
to the candidate, to the campaign.
Exactly. And that's where RoleCatcher's AI tools come in.
AI tools, okay.
It's like having a personal interview coach,
No way.
dissecting every word, every gesture,
Whoa.
helping you come across as like confident, genuine.
That's amazing. So how does that work?
So you record yourself answering these tough questions, right?
Okay.
And then the AI, it gives you feedback.
Like it watches you.
It analyzes everything. Body language, your tone of voice, what you're saying, and it'll point out areas to improve.
That's so cool. It's one thing to practice in your head, but to see it?
It's true.
Oh, it's a game changer.
Totally.
And because it's AI, it's objective. Personalized feedback, just for you.
That is so helpful. Wow, this whole deep dive into the world of political campaign officers has been amazing.
It's a fascinating field.
We've gone from the day-to-day all the way to the big picture impact. We talked essential skills, how to nail that interview.
So much good stuff.
If you, the listener, take away one thing today, what would it be?
This is not a career for someone who's afraid of hard work.
That's for sure.
It demands passion, resilience, strategic thinking.
You got to really want to make a difference.
You do.
But for those drawn to politics, to that fast-paced, high-stakes world, it is so rewarding.
Absolutely. And with platforms like RoleCatcher out there, making it easier to get the information, the tools, the support.
It's more accessible than ever, isn't it?
Totally.
That journey, it's within reach. Anyone with the drive, the determination, they can do it.
100%.
And who knows, your dream job might just find you.
Well, that is all the time we have for today's deep dive.
It went by so fast.
It did. Until next time, everybody, stay curious, aim high, and remember,
What's that?
the most impactful journeys, they often start with just one step, outside your comfort zone.